How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews. Not back with another review, though. Doing one of those kind of tag video things and stuff that people out there tend to enjoy. And there's one going around now that is kind of like your top 5 favorite beer whatevers. The first one I originally saw was from Joe from the Beer Patrol out of Buffalo. He did 5 best desert island beers is what he did with it. From there, I've seen other people do them. Beertube did one. I've seen Albino Rhino, a bunch of different people kind of knock them off. This one, the reason why I'm doing this is that Chris Lysak from On the 10th, he actually did it. He did his, which was 5 favorite beers, like while you're doing an activity kind of thing, because the whole kind of shtick to it was you didn't have to do exactly what the other people were doing. You can put your own little twist on it. And he did his, and he ended up tagging me. So I don't know if I want to say thanks, Chris, because that means I have to do this. I don't have to do shit. So I kind of like doing these, so be perfectly honest with you. Anyway, so the gist is take your 5 favorite beers and do something with it. That's kind of what we're looking at here. So could do the desert island thing, could do the beers you kind of do with activities like Chris did, but I'm going to do my own thing because I'm me, and I'm going to do a beer pairing, my 5 favorite beer pairings. Okay, you watch my reviews, don't really talk about beer pairings, so I thought it'd be apropos. But here's the thing, it's not food, it's my favorite beers to pair with the shit I hate on fucking YouTube. Or Beertube, more specifically. So, yeah, sit back, relax, enjoy. Here we go. So, number 5. We're going to count down 5 to 1. Number 5, New England IPAs. I love pairing New England IPAs. What do I love pairing them with? People that do the same fucking videos, the same fucking beers, the same things over and over again. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? I fall into this trap, too, a lot of times. I end up doing the hazy kind of beers. A lot of times because that's what people end up sending me. I'm lucky enough to have people actually send me beers. Those are the beers that people end up sending me, so I do them quite a bit. But there's people out there that it's all they do. Nothing wrong with that. But it's kind of weird. I always find it kind of weird because you can do whatever the fuck you want. This is all just me being me kind of thing. But if you do the same thing over and over again, I always find that weird because it's like... Again, a lot of people on YouTube are aware enough not to call themselves experts, even myself included. But a lot of people are like, you know, you look at it from a distance and it's like, people are like, I'm an expert at beer and I only do this once out. It'd be like going to a food reviewer who only reviews like fettuccine Alfredo. It'll be like, oh, that's all I review is fettuccine Alfredo. So if you want to know about food, talk to me because I know fettuccine Alfredo. It just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. So I love pairing New England IPAs with just doing one style because that's pretty much what everybody out there does. Is just New England IPA reviews or pastry imperial stouts. We can throw that in the mix if you wanted to, but we're talking hazy New England IPAs. That's my number 5. Number 4 is actually I love Belgian beers. That's where I grew up in beer. Belgian beers are my favorite. One of my favorite styles of beer, period. Especially with a little bit of time on it, especially with a nice little aged little quad. And I love to pair those with fakeness. And what I mean by fakeness is pre-pour people. People, you see a lot of people out there, they actually, they do a beer review and then they turn it on and they have the beer already poured, or the beer isn't poured, but they go to pour it out and, they talk about it and they smell it and they're really surprised at what they smell and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm getting all this. But yet you can almost hear the can is empty when they put it down, or you see a bottle that's like less than what they poured full. So, it's just a bit of kind of bullshit. And, the fakeness of the Belgian people in the world. There's a lot of people out there who have just gotten a beer and they said, oh, I've been drinking Belgian beers for, 15, 20 years. It pairs really well with that fakeness of doing the fake beer pours. So, yeah, I love pairing my Belgians with people that tasted the beer before they actually reviewed it and act surprised. And that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with doing the drinking beforehand. If someone said, man, I'm going to review this, I just drank it for 10 minutes, let me tell you what you think, I think that'd be pretty fucking cool. But it's the whole, surprise thing at what they're getting from the nose and the taste when they actually drank it already. Let's see. Number 3 Saison. I love me some Saison. It's probably one of my personal favorite beers in general, but a beer that I end up not buying a ton of because I don't know why. I don't think to like covet it, but every time I have one, especially when you get in a little bit of wine barrel aging on a Saison, it really kind of tickles me pink. But I love pairing them with jump cuts. Why? Because if I drink like 85 Saisons, then I get all fucking twitched out and start freaking out like I'm on, like I'm having an epileptic seizure, and that's kind of like some of these motherfuckers on YouTube with their jump cuts. It's literally, there should be some kind of like warning before the video and be like, if you have epilepsy or you just can't stand this and that and the other thing, don't watch because you will definitely have a seizure or freak the fuck out. I love to be concise. I love to be perfect. I love to be coherent. It doesn't happen often, but I love that. But I just, something about the jump cut thing and going through and overly editing something is just weird to me. I've done it before. I've done it utilitarian style, though. It's my camera's fucked up or whatever. I've never really been, okay, let's slice and dice stuff. The only time I did that is if I do like a documentary thing, style thing. I'm not a documentarian. But, I mean, if I'm going out and I'm like, you know, on a beer tour or going to breweries and stuff like that, obviously going to jump cut that. But the people who do the jump cut beer reviews, just not for me. Yeah, anyway. But Saison pairs really well with that. Anyway, number 2. Oh, yeah. Aged barley wine. Oh, aged barley wine. They're so good. It is life, as we know. And that's the thing. Barley wine is life. It's a very cool phrase to say. You know what I mean? It's just like, it just makes sense because it catches your eye because it's very what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. But the reason why barley wines, in the way they're perceived nowadays, pairs well with this is because they're both sensational, and that is, it's sensational highlights or sensational highlights. There you go. See, I'm not going to cut this out. I'm not going to jump cut right here. I'm going to keep going. Anyway, it's the people, you know what I'm talking about. Person writes, you know, I'm doing, you know what I mean, other halves in a 5th anniversary beer, parentheses, worst double dry hopped beer ever, or anything like that. Best beer ever, or most underrated, whatever. I just don't like that kind of, like, it feels to me like an infomercial on TV, like people that do the like going a whole like and be like, that's not all, and it just comes off like sticky and kind of cheesy and just kind of like, I don't know, like cheesy is the word I'm going for here. It just doesn't come off as I don't know, a way that I like it. So yeah, that pairs really well with that because, you know, the aged barley wine, the whole barley wine is life thing is a very sticky thing, as is the kind of parentheses really important beer thing. And last but not least, I'm going to pair the last hate, love, whatever you want to call it, because I love to hate shit. I'm going to have to go sour. I'm going to have to not even go sour. I'm going to go lambic. I'm going to have to go that, you know, just delicious, fruity, sour deliciousness with just my cynical, douchey self. Got to be a little self-deprecating, otherwise I'll come off as the biggest asshole in the world. I'm sour. I'm a sour guy, so I love pairing sour with sour. Sometimes you want to pair beers with like complementary stuff or missing stuff. You know, this dish is missing a little bit of kind of pepperiness, go to Saison. If you're missing a little bit of lemon, again, you can go Saison here, and that bitterness against sweet. Sometimes you want to pair and pair, and I love to pair sour beers with my cynical, sour, curmudgeon-y, douchey self, because what can I say? I'm that kind of fucking guy. I just like to I like to make fun of stuff. I like to be righteous. I like to kind of act righteous. I'm not righteous. I just like to make fun of shit, man. I don't know. I always find it funny. The friends that I have in my life are really good friends, but they know I'm an asshole. But they're also assholes, but in a way that it's fun and it's true. And a lot of people can kind of get rubbed a little bit the wrong way. My personality, it's all. I want to say it's all in jest. It's not. There's a bit of kind of an ethical, moral core center thing with me. It's one of the reasons why my beautiful wife is marrying me, because I'm just brutally honest and I'm a. Shh, be quiet. I'm a good person. I know. I don't want to get out there, but there's a lot of fakeness, and that's kind of what the whole list goes down to. There's a lot of fakeness in beer. There's a lot of fakeness in beer, as in drinking, Beertube, and all that fun stuff. And that's why lists like these are fun. I like to make fun of shit, but at the same time, at the end, I'm just going to make fun of myself, too, because if we all take it too seriously, it's just a fucking weird road to fucking live on. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my top fives. Beer pairings with shit I hate on YouTube. Now I got to tag people. At this point in the game, I've been pretty much really far down the road on this one, so there's a lot of people that I know really kind of super close. Not that I'm, you know what I mean, Mr. Yapper with a lot of different people, but a lot of people have been tagged. So I tried to figure out some people that I assume haven't been tagged, and the first two I'm pretty sure have it. Two Dutch boys, and they're not cans of paint, that do beer stuff. I watch their reviews every now and then, but it's kind of weird because they're Dutch and I don't know what the fuck they're saying, but they're cool dudes, and I've talked to them before in the past. First one's Remy from Beer Geek Holland. Super cool dude. Super nice. You know, he just loves this shit. He loves what he's doing. So I figured I'd tag him. The second one, a dude who just got into doing it, but we've talked back and forth in comments, and we talk back and forth on Instagram and stuff like that, and that's Thomas Oppent. I think I'm saying that right. It's not his real name, I believe. But he just started doing beer reviews just not too long ago, maybe a month or two ago. So I figured I'd tag him. A new guy just followed me. He started doing beer reviews initially, just very quickly a while ago, kind of stopped doing it and started coming back and doing it. Pretty similar to what I did when I started. And he's got a really good take on it because he came back and started doing it. He's like, yeah, I was a fucking idiot when I started doing it because I was trying too hard and all this bullshit. So that's Matt MPG. It's just Matt with two T's, one of those weird Matts. And an MPG, all one thing. We'll tag him on it. And the last one I'll do Tasting Niche. I haven't heard, you know, I see little bits and pieces from her mostly on Instagram, but I haven't seen her do anything. So, you know, she originally started one of the bigger kind of tag videos out there with the FABQ. So I figured I'd tag her on it. So you guys do what you want. You don't have to do obviously what I did. I'm the cynical douche that does shit like this. So you take it. You take your 5 beers, whether they be actual beers or styles or whatever. You riff on it. Do what you want to do with it. And have fun with it. So there you go. So thanks again, Chris, for tagging me on it. Thanks you guys for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoyed my little beer pairing, and hope we'll see you next time. Cheers.